Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to bite the proverbial bullet and publish chapter 16, a shortened version, a sneak peek of chapter 16 from my bigger book, The History of the English Springer Spaniel in North America. I'm going to publish that along with this series of Whelping and Raising Litters, where I evaluate the puppies at 6 weeks and 8 weeks. And I want everybody who's watching these segments to go to that small segment of chapter 16 and look at the AKC breed standard with the illustrations that I have, so that you can understand exactly what I'm talking about as I'm evaluating these puppies, especially on the table, but yes, also on the floor, but especially on the table when I'm talking about pieces and parts and length of neck and top line and tail set and 1, 2, 3 in the rear. All of that will make much more sense if you simply go to the short video that says chapter 16 from my AKC breed standard. Okay, thank you. I hope you enjoy the book when I finally get it published in its entirety. But welcome to today's segment of evaluating the puppies on the table at 8 weeks old. Well, welcome to what's going to be the final episode in the Whelping and Raising Litters series of this ongoing series, because I'm hoping to travel and be able to cover these puppies at least through their championship and into their ring and some of their performance work. And this is Carol Hamilton.
Hello.
She bred and owned the Dam Splash, which we've all seen lots of.
I'm all-time Springers.
All-time Springers, and of course Deb, Kirk, K&D. So this is going to be our 8-week evaluation. We're going to do it the same way we did the 6-week. And that's where we're going to stack up the puppies and then just go through the breed standard. Same thing applies here at 8 weeks that did at 6 weeks. We're not judging the head pieces yet. That comes later. And the length of neck will also come, because the breed standard says the length of the head, which is going to completely change, should match the length of the neck, which it obviously doesn't. Here's the size of the neck, and then there's the size of the head. So the neck's going to get bigger, and the head's all going to change. We will go over that as time goes on. We'll start with the head. What does stay permanent with the puppy heads, and you can compare this to the 6-week, is the amount of flew that they have over their muzzle and the kind of flew that they have. Okay, some puppies have real thick, mushy flews. This puppy doesn't have a thin flew, but it's not that real big, thick flew. Right. And then how the flew sets on the jaw and the head, that is permanent. At 6 weeks and 8 weeks, on this puppy, yeah, right. Okay. The flew does go below the jawline. There's the jawline. Okay. So the flew is below the jawline. And you can see it dangle. See it dangle? Means it's below the jawline. If I changed anything in this puppy, I would have it a little bit more square here in the front. It comes up a little bit too much for me. It should cover the whole way down like that. But that we're nitpicking now. All 3 of these male puppies can finish their championships easily.
Yep.
I mean, not even goes. And handled by a professional, they would win specialty majors. No doubt about it. So now we're just looking at everything else. The eyes at 6 weeks and 8 weeks are going to be what they're going to be for the rest of their life. This puppy has an oval-shaped eye, and that will stay permanent. This puppy has an oval-shaped eye, and all the pigment around the eye is filled in. The color of his eyes match the color of his coat, AKC breed standard. The eye rim matches the color of the coat. The nose matches the color of the coat. It's a little bit easy with boys, but I have seen black and white Springers that have pink pigment in their eye rims and their noses, and those puppies cannot be shown. You cannot put those in the show ring. You cannot. Their bites at this age are all going to be a scissor bite, which that is. And what I mean by that is when here's the bottom teeth, here's the top teeth, and they just go over a little bit. A level bite is when they meet like that. But all puppies at this age start out with a scissor bite. Level bites are equally judged in the ring as a scissor bite, but that is something that you want to check every week, every other week when you have your puppy up on the grooming table. You want to go in there, you want to check the bite. Judges never go to the back molars in this breed. You just show them the front. The reason why I'm doing it is because for the lifetime of this puppy, he's going to have people in his mouth. He's going to have tartar removed from his teeth when he's in the bathtub. So it's best to get them used to you going in there and fooling around now. But this puppy has a scissor bite. We've already seen it. Scissor sharp teeth at this point. The other thing that, in my opinion, probably stays true is the ear set.
Yes.
Okay. And so from the corner of the eye, the line should be straight back. So from the
level
corner of
with
the
the
eye,
eyes.
level with the eye, which it is.
Yeah.
Which it is. That will stay the same.
Gorgeous head.
Okay, but that's it. Everything else about this head is going to change. And when I do this video, what I'll do is I'll put an excerpt from me going over an adult head that's finished growing right after I do these puppies, so that all of you can compare just a puppy head to an adult head. But those are the things that you look for at 6 and 8 weeks. And as I was saying, in the breed standard, quote unquote, just leave it there. Right. The length of the neck should equal the length of the head. Well, this whole head's going to change and get bigger and longer, and so is this neck. So that's not something that we're going to pay that much attention to right now in this video. You want to tilt this down and show his feet? There you go. Okay, the breed standard on feet say that they can have an oval foot or a round foot, and that it should be tight and high arched. And if you look at this puppy's foot, it is very tight, very high arched, and it's round. The other thing that's important to notice is that the size of the foot pretty much equals the bone of the leg as it goes up. So you don't have a big paddle foot. A really perfect Springer foot is when they have their body weight down and it goes straight down into this perfect little round with high arches. In my lifetime, we changed the breed standard to include an oval foot. I don't care. They can find, fetch, and retrieve and flush 2 birds and swim in the pond and bring a bird back,
out.
Whether they have a round foot or an oval foot. All right. So, don't play junior showmanship with puppies. Again, it's just kind of a bump, put them up and put them down. So their fronts have changed since 6 weeks. 6 weeks, they were all looking a little straight in the front, but that's typical for 6 weeks, and I said that at the time. But now at 8 weeks, you should start to be able to see. Here is the top of the shoulder. Here is they really don't have a chest bone yet. That hasn't come. But here's the elbow. So what I am going to look for is I'm going to want that elbow under this puppy. See how far under that puppy that is. So that's pretty there. Top line is pretty obvious.
Okay, I've got to stop the show right here and explain something. You've been looking at this puppy, and I say top line, a nice level top line. This is the perfect example of what I've been saying all along, that the grooming of an English Springer Spaniel can affect the optical illusion that you have or that the judge has. This puppy, on the day that I examined him, had a big fuzzy hair that was sticking up right over the center of his top line. So unless I smashed it down, it looks like his back in the center curves. You see those little red dots that I pulled down? His top line is not level in some of these pictures, but what you're seeing is fuzzy hair that's just kind of sticking up. Hattie had a proper show bath with a towel. You can go to Dog Tricks of the Trade and look for my videos called toweling. Look for the videos that say toweling your dog after the bath. That would have enabled him to have all that top coat, all that hair that's on the top of his body, get smashed down and all be equal and level. If you look at the next slide, you'll see the puppy outside on the porch, moving freely, just going full stride, and there his top line is level naturally. This is why I always say you have to judge an English Springer Spaniel moving, not standing. There are too many ways that a bad groomer can screw up a dog, so that a judge has 3 minutes to look at your dog. They're going to take casual glances. If that judge looked at that puppy, took a snapshot in their mind, they would say that puppy has a bad top line. Therefore, I'm not going to consider that puppy for winning this class. And they would be wrong, but that's all they see. So grooming plays such an important part on the optical illusion that we present the audience sitting ringside and to the judge. You can take bad dogs and make them look better with corrective grooming. Trust me, I've done it my whole life. Professional handlers do it all the time. This is why people get upset, because they think that a dog that isn't that poorer quality than your dog just beat you. But you're not seeing it from the judge's point of view and what that handler is presenting them. That's why they're professional handlers. Ta-da! So this is a perfect example of grooming. So as you see this puppy on the table, you're going to see that little high roach over the center of its back, and that is not its real top line. If you go back and look at the 6-week pictures of this puppy, he had a total, a flat top line. He does have a flat top line, but the hair does frizzle up there, so it gives him the appearance of having a rise or a roach in the center of his back. Perfect example. Judge this breed moving, not standing. Okay, now let's get back to the show. Nice, flat, level top line. He does not have much of a dip, but we trim them to have a straight top line anyway, with their tails level off the top line when they're set up. So there you go, that puppy, very handsome. He's always been very handsome. When he stops, this is how he always looks when he stops in a room. The other thing that Carol's checking for right now, the shoulder blades on top, you shouldn't be able to get more than 2 fingers separating those shoulders.
And he does have 4 chest right now.
Oh, yeah, he does, but it's not developed yet.
No. And he's got nice shoulders. My line lays back early.
Right.
And angulation here.
What she means by, here's the front of the shoulder blade, and then the rest of the shoulder lays back here.
Yeah, it's back here, not up here. He doesn't look stuffed in the neck.
Exactly.
Which is nice.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, you don't want him.
And look how far under his elbow is to the whole picture of the puppy.
See,
that's another thing. Okay, but
part of it, yeah.
Right. That now the rear end, he doesn't have that real big, thick, chunky ham bone that Splash has. He has more of a rear like his daddy, but it certainly never hurt his daddy. Yep. You can get that, swim him. So let's see his little rear hind. And again, how do they stop and stand? The hock should be straight when they stop, and then little front too. Right. So when they stop, their legs just should go down perfectly straight, which they do right there. It is.
One of the ways I check.
You're not going to be able to see it too long because he's going to move. But what you don't want is you don't want east to west.
Well,
I'm cranking it. If you see a puppy stand like that, that is not a show quality puppy. That is not a puppy you keep for breeding.
Put your hand in between here and let him hang.
What do you mean, that way?
Here, let me show you.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is another way you can tell in the front. See how they hang down straight when they're not like overexcited. Okay, I can't see what he's doing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, see, if they're easty westy, when you hold them up like that, that foot's going to go out.
Yeah, you know, none of these puppies do.
No.
All these puppies have a beautiful front end, and you can see where this breastbone is going to start to fill and come out. Ideally, the breastbone on a finished Springer, if you had a finished head, you would go to half of the head and go down half of the head straight down and hit the breastbone out here. Yes, it should be that extended at the front of the dog. And I will be inserting pictures inside of this so that people can see. So this is number one. He's
Male number one.
He's everything I would want. He's a good one. Oh, there's male one.
Watch him. See?
That's male one.
Yep.
That's male one. We got good on him. Let's see if we can get some of the others to do that.
And so begins the new life of Cooper, male number one, with his new home with Linda and Tom. He is going to be known as Champion K&D All-Time Gym Dandy. And we are looking forward on following his wonderful show career and his wonderful family and his new life with Linda and Tom. Carol, Neil, and I thank everyone for joining us today. This has been a wonderful journey. And come back for male number 2 and male number 3. Let's see what's happening with them at 8 weeks and where they're headed off to. Bye-bye.